December 27th, 10:28 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Phew. That was too close. Sorry to keep you on the edge of your seat like that, Edgeworth. I've seen worse. Yeah, right, Edgeworth. You are sweating bullets. I just wonder what Larry plans to say in there. Larry was at the lake that night? Yes. He said he went looking for the steel samurai balloon that flew into the lake. All right. And he found the balloon and the air tank that night. Yeah. Hey, Edgeworth. Huh? You see something right? Yeah, a lot of things. You seem out of it. What's wrong? It's nothing. Mr. Edgeworth, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. What's that? Why are your fingerprints on the murder weapon? Oh. He fell into the lake. I went into a daze. I couldn't understand what had happened. I couldn't think straight. Then I saw the pistol lying on the floor in the boat in front of me. I picked it up without thinking. I didn't have a reason, really. I see. Right? Yeah. This might be our chance. Our chance? Von Karma has only ever run perfect trials. Perfect trials? Perfectly prepared witnesses, perfectly complete evidence. That's the secret to his success. This is the first time he's ever had to deal with something unexpected. He has to let someone he hasn't even talked to testify before court. And that someone is Larry. What are you getting at? It's likely his testimony will be full of holes, right? That's right, Nick. No, 10 minutes trial this time. We'll milk this one for all it's worth. Hey, it was 15 minutes. 15! Everything's on Larry now. December 27th, 10:35 a.m. District Court, Room Number 3. Court is back in session. Witness, please testify to the court about everything you saw on the night of December 24th. Right, leave it to me. Please, Larry, don't mess this one up. I hate to admit it, but you're our last chance. Von Karma didn't even have time to prepare his witness. I just hope Edgeworth is right about this being our big break. Oh boy. That night, I was out in a boat on the lake. I was looking for something that I found. So I quickly slipped the boat back in at the rental shop dock. Then, just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. After that, I heard that single gunshot. I went home. That was an unusual vague testimony, even for this court. In any case, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. What's wrong, Nick? It's Larry. I have no idea what he's going to say if I press him. I'm a little scared. Well, we've come this far. There's no way to go but forward, Nick. Heard 2 gunshots. Wait a second, Larry. What? You only heard one bang. You're sure? That's what I said. But Miss Lotta Hart testified yesterday that she heard 2 bangs. And the old man just now said the same thing. They both heard 2 gunshots that night. Huh? Were you even listening? Were you paying attention at all to what they said? Yo, Nick, please. Huh? You know something's been bothering me? I'm a witness, see? I'm like a customer here. So you gotta treat me nice and stuff, okay? Mr. Butts, what? You only heard 1 gunshot. Are you sure? Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not sure. Eh? Not sure? How could you be not sure? Yeah, well, I, might have missed the other gunshot. I was, listening to something else. Something else? My radio, dude. With my headphones. What? Order, and stop that booing. Mr. Butts, you were listening to the radio with your headphones? Yeah, so what? That a crime? I listen to my radio. Everyone listens to the radio. What's the big deal? Mr. Von Karma, your opinion? Waste of time. I do not accept this witness, nor his shoddy testimony. Well, Mr. Wright, should we continue the testimony? I guess we gotta continue. Your Honor, please allow the witness to continue his testimony. Bah! Nothing is more pitiful than a lawyer who doesn't know when he's lost. Very well, Mr. Butts. Please give your testimony and be sure to include details like your radio. Right. Leave it to me. I wouldn't if there were any other way out of this, believe me. Who is lonely? All requests. Really loud. But I'm sure I heard the gunshot. I remember exactly what what did the DJ say? High volume? Yeah, what's the big problem? Can a man listen to his radio in peace? Isn't this a free country? I truly believe Larry has no idea what the problem here is. Judge, can you believe a word this witness says? What he heard was probably nothing more than a drum beat from the radio. True enough. It is difficult to believe his testimony. Objection! Wait, Your Honor. The witness says he remembers exactly what the DJ said when he heard the gunshot. Excuse me? DJ? An announcer. The guy who says things on the radio? Anyways, what this means is when he heard the sound, no music was playing. The DJ only talks between songs, so he could have heard the gunshot from the lake. I like to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Wright. I can't believe I'm continuing this charade. Lonely, you know that one. All request radio, doesn't matter. What did the DJ say? What did she say? Mr. Wright, please cease these pointless questions. What possible good could knowing what a radio DJ said to us? Indeed, Mr. Von Karma has a point. I'll allow the question only if you see reason why we should care. We should care. We should care, Your Honor. Of course we should. Why? Well, how do you know if we don't ask him? Fine, very well. Mr. Butts, please testify to the court. What the radio announcer said when you heard the gunshots. Gunshot has loud noises. So, you know what? If anything, that gives us a time frame from when the shot was fired. I'm thinking the deposition. If anything, it would be the photo. No, wait, it would be the camera. Because the camera would have data on it. Objection. This evidence clearly reveals the contradiction in the statement, Your Honor. How exactly are the evidences? Darn it. Damn. Fuck, I might as well go with the deposition. There we go. Larry, are you absolutely sure what you're saying is correct? Huh? What's with the face? You look scary, dude. Hey, if you're trying to scare me, you better know I don't scare that easy. Something the matter, Mr. Wright? Your Honor? Did you hear what the witness just said? The DJ said, hey, it's almost Christmas. When he heard the gunshot. Indeed, and almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. Do you realize what this means? When he heard the gunshot, it was still Christmas Eve. That would seem to be the case, yes. But that contradicts the two testimonies we have heard so far, Your Honor. Both Miss Hart and the old man said it was after midnight when they heard the shots. In other words, when they heard the gunshot, it was already Christmas. This is a clear contradiction, Your Honor. Order, order. What does this mean? The two prior witnesses heard gunshots after midnight. However, the witness says he heard a gunshot before midnight. Judge, the answer is simple. The current witness is plainly mistaken. Just look at him. Suspicious. What? Very well, Mr. Wright. What do you think about Mr. Butt's claims he heard the gunshot before midnight? I think Larry's right. Larry's not mistaken, Your Honor. He heard the gunshot before midnight. Intriguing. I'm assuming you have evidence for this wild claim? Show me evidence there was a gunshot before midnight. Part of me's feeling the gun itself. That was fired 3 times. is my evidence. A murder weapon? Something about this pistol was bothering me, Your Honor. Both the witness who testified yesterday heard 2 gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. When then was the last shot fired? Only now have I realized the truth. That the 3rd shot was the shot Larry heard just before midnight. Order, order. I guess that would make sense out of yesterday's testimony.
Objection.
Bah, you are wasting our time again with your empty statements. Yes, the pistol was fired 3 times. But do you have any proof that it was fired before midnight? Do you have proof that the witness didn't think he heard something? Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, there's no turning back now. Do you have any evidence to prove the gunshot was fired before midnight? Do you have evidence that proves Mr. Butts wasn't just hearing things? Second photo. Look at this photograph. This was taken by our witness yesterday, Miss Lotta Hart, with her automatic camera. The timestamp on the photo reads December 24th, 11:50 p.m. Oh yeah. But there's nothing on the lake in this picture. Your Honor, the real issue here is not why nothing is shown in this photograph. It's why this photograph exists at all. What do you mean? Your Honor, this photograph was taken by an automatic camera. The camera was set to go off in response to loud noises. Ah. Correct. There was a loud noise on the lake at 11:50 p.m. That's why this photograph was taken. In other words, there was a gunshot at the time that Larry claims. Order, order. That would make sense of the evidence we've seen so far. However, this leaves me wondering exactly what did happen the night on the lake. Exactly. If this is true, there were 2 sets of gunshots, separate by 25 minutes. One at 11:50, the other one at 15 minutes after midnight. Why, I ask you, why? Uh-oh. I better think of something quick. Wait a second. Gunshots severed by 25 minutes? Ah! What's wrong, Nick? I have it. I have it! Huh? Remember the case with the Steel Samurai? Huh? Yeah, of course I remember. The murderer in this case had the same idea as the murderer in that case. What do you mean? Maya? Yes? If you don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn Edgeworth's guilty verdict. I got a hunch, and I'm gonna run with it. Right. I mean, is this safe? Safe? We've already gotten a guilty verdict. We have nothing to lose. You just watch and let me know if I say anything. That sounds fishy, okay? Right, Nick. Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Wright? The testimony just now has cleared up this entire case. What do you mean, Mr. Wright? Tisk, tisk, tisk. So you finally realized the truth. That there could be no other murderer here than Miles Edgeworth himself. Wrong, Von Karma. The man was shot the night, but it wasn't Edgeworth who shot him, who did the shooting. Listen, rookie, Take a deep breath and consider the facts. At the time of the murder, one boat was on the lake. This was shown by the witness's photograph. The defendant, Edgeworth, and the victim, Robert Hammond, were on the boat. There was a gunshot fired on that boat. Robert Hammond fell into the lake. The distance of the shooting was 1 meter. It couldn't have been suicide. Well, the guilty party has to be on the boat with the other man. I admit, it's hard to imagine any other possibility. Yes, but this assumes that the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight. What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? We have photographic evidence of the time of the shooting. The time step on the photo says 00:15, but Larry heard a gunshot before that. Robert Hammond was killed then, 15 minutes before the shot on the lake. That's the only way Edgeworth could be innocent. Mr. Wright, are you quite mad? Explain who the two men are on the boat. Edgeworth and the murderer. Obviously. Of course, it was Edgeworth and the murderer. After the murder killed Robert Hammond at 11:50, he was assumed the guise of Mr. Hammond and met Edgeworth. Wait, what? Are you serious? Yes, Edgeworth won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond called Edgeworth to the lake. Now, Edgeworth didn't know Robert Hammond's face that well. That's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Hammond's place. I'm not sure what to make of all this. Ludicrous! Mr. Wright, tell us the name of the murderer then. The name of the murderer is... Wright. It's... I don't know. Actually, I don't know the murderer's name. You don't know? Bah, again you waste my time. I don't know because he never told us. The murderer is the caregiver of the boat shop. That old man. At 11:50, he was the one who killed Robert Hammond. The caretaker of the boat shop? What? Where did he do this? There weren't any boats on the lake then. Why would he have to go all the way out on the lake just to shoot someone? I may suggest that the real scene of this crime was not the boat. What? Well then, where did the murder take place? I think it took place at the boat shop. Here, of course, the boat shop, where he lives. That way he could meet with the victim without anyone seeing.
Objection.
Do you have any proof that the boat shop was the scene of the crime? Recall Larry's testimony, if you will. That night, he was out on the lake in a boat, searching for something. He finds it and returns the boat. Just then, he started to head for home. He hears the gunshot. He heard the gunshot, Your Honor, even though he was wearing headphones at the time. In other words, the gunshot was very, very close by. And where would that be if he had just returned the boat? The boat shop. Mr. Wright, what happened that night on Gourd Lake Please tell the court from the beginning. Yes, Your Honor. Nick, are you sure about this? Not really. But I think if I start at the very beginning, I take it slow, I might just be able to figure this out. That night, the caretaker of the boat shop called Robert Hammond to his shop. It was around 11:50. That was when the gunshot that Larry heard was fired. After that, the caretaker put on Robert Hammond's coat. He became Robert Hammond. Then, he got in the boat with Edgeworth and went out into the middle of the lake. Then who fired the pistol on the boat, Mr. Wright? Definitely wasn't Edgeworth. So it has to be the boat. Of course, it was the murderer who shot the pistol. He shot twice. Both missed Edgeworth on purpose. Wait a minute. Yes? Why would he shoot twice if he didn't mean to hit anyone? Details? Know this, Mr. Wright. The moment you run out of explanations is the moment you lose. Tell us, why did the murderer have to fire twice? He didn't miss the first shot. He wanted to create a witness. I believe he shot twice to create a witness, Your Honor. Create a witness? The murderer lifts his pistol and fires one shot. That ensures anyone who heard the shot would look at the lake. Indeed, Miss Hart did exactly that after hearing the first gunshot. Next, the murderer waited a bit, and he fired again. Then, the murderer jumps from the boat himself, leaving the pistol in the boat behind. I see. To someone looking from the edge of the lake, it would appear that one of the men on the boat had shot the other one. The murderer didn't know about the automatic camera, of course. That's why he shot twice, to draw attention to the boat. Once you realize that, everything falls into place. The boat shop caretaker swam back to his shop. Then he put Mr. Hammond's wet coat back on the body and threw the body into the lake. This is what happened, Your Honor. These are the events that transpired that night on Gourd Lake. Bailiff, bring out the witness from before. The boat shop caretaker, quickly. Very well. While we are waiting for the caretaker, I would like to ask the defendant, Miss Miles Edgeworth, a few questions. Mr. Edgeworth, please take the stand. Mr. Edgeworth, you heard what the defense has said. Yes. Well, why did you go to the lake that night? What Mr. Wright has said was mostly correct. Astonishingly so, actually. Yes. Several days ago, I received a letter. There was a letter signed by Robert Hammond. He asked me to come to the boat shop by the lake at midnight on Christmas Eve. He said he had something very important to discuss with me. Something important? I'm sorry, I can't say what it is. Your Honor, sir. Bailiff? We are conducting a trial here. I ask you that you remain quiet. The witness has disappeared. He isn't at the boat shop either. What? What should I do? Find him, quickly. We cannot allow him to get away. Mr. Von Karma, your witness has disappeared. A search warrant has already been issued. It goes without saying that I cannot declare a verdict under these circumstances. I will extend the trial until tomorrow, the final day allowed. I request the police department utilize all its forces to find that witness. Am I understood? One more thing. Just who is that boat shop caretaker? I think his identity has become very important to the trial. I want him, and I want him to know, and I want to know who he is. Very well. Court is adjourned. December 27th, 1:22 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby Number 2. Yay, Nick, you did it! Yeah? Well, at least we got out from under the guilty verdict. And what about Larry? That was something else. Even though Von Karma didn't know what to do with his testimony, Larry really helped us out. Sure, once I shifted through his unique testimony, still, he did save us. I just wish our cases weren't so down to the wire all the time. I know what you mean. Sometimes I feel like it's us on trial instead of our clients. Hey, Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth? Did you say something? Don't look so pained. I mean, it looks like you're probably going to get off the hook. You could try to smile just a little. Relax. I'm sorry, but I fear it's not over for me yet. What do you mean? Right. There's something that's been troubling me for a long time now, and I don't know whether or not to tell you. Edgeworth? No. There's so little time left. I want to tell you to get it off my chest, but I can't make up my mind. What is it about, Edgeworth? It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed. A crime you committed? A memory of a murder. Dude, I'm thinking Edgeworth killed his own dad. I'm calling it now. December 27th, 2:11 p.m. Wright & Co. Law Offices. What was Mr. Edgeworth talking about? A memory of a crime that I committed. A memory of murder. Do you really think Mr. Edgeworth killed? I don't believe it. Not Edgeworth. Some painful memories have been troubling him recently, but he never takes someone's life. Never. Nick. Yo, how's everyone doing? What do you think of my performance today? I had them swooning in the aisles, huh, Maya? Swooning me? Oh, yes. I do remember that feeling faint. Right on. Tell me the truth. It was like love at first sight, right? Right, Nick? Me? Oh, well, maybe my heart skipped a beat or two. I think you can do better than that. Come on. I saved Edgeworth in there, dude. Edgy. You guys should be bowing before me. Yeah, bow before your hero. Harry, you really helped out in today's trial. You did. If you weren't there, Larry, I'm sure Mr. Edgeworth would have been found guilty. But seriously, Nick, that boat shop caretaker is pretty suspicious, but Edgy ain't off the hook yet. Way to spoil the mood, Larry. Hey, I'm just saying, I'm just sitting in the audience, you know? But from where I was sitting, Edgy seemed pretty edgy. I mean, you really know he's telling the truth about that night. Nick? I don't know, but what I do know is this. I'm going to believe in you two until the end. Us two? Edgeworth and who else? You mean me, right? Nah, he means me, right, Nick? Yeah, you, Larry. Not me? But why you, Larry? Actually, yeah. Why me, Nick? Enough with the silent treatment. Nick, why do you trust Mr. Edgeworth so much? I mean, he changed recently, true, but when we first met him, he was kind of a jerk, don't you think? You don't know him back then. Back when he wanted to become a defense attorney. Wait. That was when you two were classmates. Yes, in grade school. They saved me, Miles. And Larry, they saved me, and I'll never forget it. That's why I became a defense attorney, you know? What? Hey, Larry. What's he talking about? Huh? Yeah, sorry, I kind of forgot. Okay, Nick, out with it. I'm sorry to hear this. I'm going to hear this story today, and that's final. Okay. It's kind of a long story, so hang in there. It was the very end of 3rd grade. I was on trial, a class trial. A class trial? You remember, Larry? Spring, end of 3rd grade? A kid in our class got his lunch money stolen. Lunch money? Our school was really small. Every month, kids would bring in an envelope with money for lunch from home. Huh, I see. Anyways, this kid's envelope disappeared with $38 and still inside. Oh yeah, now that I mention it, I do remember that. I can see why you'd forget though. You were out of school that day. Anyway, the envelope had been stolen during PE class. I was coming down with a cold, so I skipped PE class that day. I was the only one not in class. So, they thought you did it? Yeah. The kids in class said I should be put on trial. Trial? So the next day we held a classroom trial with me as the defendant. I didn't do it. Guilty. He did it. Guilty. It was you. Thief. Give back the money. You're such a meanie. Just admit you did it. You can't hide the truth. Tell us the truth. Oh boy. Now, Phoenix. You know you shouldn't steal people's lunch money. It's not right. In the end, even the teacher thought I've done it. Go over and apologize, Phoenix. I didn't know what happened. I was so sad. I couldn't stop crying. Everyone was staring at me like I've done it. I tried to apologize. I went to where the boy whose money had been stolen was sitting. That's when this happened. He shouldn't have to apologize. The only thing that belongs in a trial is evidence. Everything else has no place. You should all be ashamed. Amateurs. Miles? It wasn't you who stole my money, was it? No? Then you shouldn't apologize. Everyone's been shouting you did it, but no one has any proof. That's why, Your Honor, this boy is innocent. But Miles, it was your money that was stolen. Yeah, he did it. Why don't you all shut up? This is always how it is. Everyone ganging up and picking on one person. Just think how he feels. He said he didn't do it, so he didn't do it. Very well. I will replace the money myself. This class trial is over. And that's how it happened. After that, the three of us were best of friends. Wow, I had no idea. Yeah, I had no idea either. I mean, I forgot. That's when I learned what it meant to be alone. Totally alone without a friend in the world. You did a good thing, Larry. Yeah, well, I was just lucky that I took the day off from school. If I'd been there, they would have thought I'd done it. So I took it kind of personally, see? When something smells, it's usually the butts. Anyways, Edgeworth and I talked after the class trial. That's when I heard his father was a defense attorney. I remember his eyes would shine when he talked about his father. I'm going to become a defense attorney, just like my father, a famous defense attorney. Then a few months later, he suddenly transferred to another school. The DL6 incident. Right. I'm not sure, but the transfer probably had to do with his father's death. That's so sad. It was several years later when I heard Edgeworth's name again. There was an article about him in the newspaper. The headline was saying something like, "Dark suspicious of a demon attorney. Fabricating evidence, manipulating testimony, covering up facts." The article said he'd do anything to get a guilty verdict. Anything. But why? What happened? I mean, that's not the Edgy I used to know at all. That's what I thought too. I tried to get in touch with him. I don't know how many times. He never replied. I guess he didn't want to see his old friends. I couldn't just drop it, though. I wanted to meet him, to learn why he had become who he became. That's when I decided. Wait, you don't mean that's why you became a defense attorney? Try to meet Edgeworth. If I was a defense attorney, I knew he'd have to meet me whether he wanted to or not, in court. Edgeworth believed in me, and I believed in him. He's in pain, and no one's on his side. I'm the only one who knows the real Edgeworth. I'm the only one who can help him. Whoa, Nick. So, this is why you helped me out for free. Yeah. I helped you because you believed in me. Except I don't remember saying I'd do it for free. Oh, Nick. We have to save Mr. Edgeworth. It's the last thing we do, okay? Right. It's very well, maybe. First, there's that rental boat shop taker. We need to find out who or what he is. I'd settle for who. I guess I can clean out some of this evidence I no longer need. Okay, let's go. And I think I'm gonna call it here, friends.